For this video, I'll be in a small town called Hoopeston, Illinois, which is just north of Danville and west of Lafayette, Indiana.
It's pronounced as Hoopeston, you idiot.
Oh, Hoopeston, not Hoopeston. Oh, okay. Good to know. Well, Hoopeston is a town surrounded by cornfields. And every once in a while, you'll be able to get a nice whiff of that fresh cow manure stink. By the way, I'm Chris Harden, and if you're new to this channel, I'm on a journey to explore as much of the country as possible. And you can always keep up with my progress by checking out the interactive map that I have linked below. I start the video in the commercialized area on the southwest part of town, or as I like to call it, the entertainment district. You have your McDonald's, your grocery store, your CVS, and other fast food chains, and that's about all there is to it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, yeah, just kidding, as you probably knew, as everyone knows how to see the length of a video on YouTube. But maybe I can put that on TikTok for the ones with short attention spans as the Cliff Notes version of Hoopeston in basically every small cornfield town USA. Anyway, there's still 11 minutes of the video left, and there's a downtown area and a high school, and we'll get to all of that in this video, so keep watching until the end, because the high school here probably has the most ridiculous nickname I've ever seen, and I've made a lot of videos on small Midwestern towns that have stupid mascot names for their high schools, but this town takes the cake, easily. Speaking of cake, it looks like there's some cake being served at this park on the day that I filmed this video. Every year, Hoopeston, Illinois holds a sweet corn festival, and by coincidence, I happen to come through town on the day of the festival, so now none of the locals who find this video can show up in the comments section and get mad at me for not saying amazing things about their town and finish off their rant by saying, "Come back when we have our summer festivals and refilm the video."
Aren't you supposed to use the troll voice for that?
Nah, sometimes using the troll voice is giving people too much credit. Well, let's start to talk about what the place is like today. Today, Hoopeston has a population of 4,915, which is less than the town's 1960 peak population of 6,600. Hoopeston is in the far northern section of Vermilion County, Illinois, not to be confused with its neighbor of Vermilion County, Indiana, to the east. And the county has seen a similar trend in population loss, as it has lost nearly 20,000 from its 1970 peak. That's mostly because of the disaster that is Danville, Illinois, further south, which is the county seat of Vermilion County. But anyway, the median household income in Hoopeston is $36,000 per year, and only 5% of adults 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher. So, with that said, don't expect any new tech companies to open up shop in Hoopeston. Not that you would have thought that they would anyway, but yeah, the median value of owner-occupied housing, that is $56,000, and the poverty rate is 27.2%, meaning that 1 out of every 3 to 4 residents in town lives in poverty. The public schools are rated as a C- on niche.com, so those could be a lot better, and the crime rates are about twice the national average rates. You residents of Hoopeston need to stop getting in fights at your local bar. And stop stealing your neighbors' cars too, because that's not cool. Currently, we're on the northwest part of town, but those economic stats don't make things look great for the future of Hoopeston. Or should we say, Doomston. If you're a Hoopeston prideful, I'm probably not your favorite, but if you're watching, just remember that I'm talking about the town and not you personally. Also, you're not alone when it comes to declining rural towns, as just about every rural Illinois county has been losing population over the last 20 to 30 years straight. Part of it is a Midwest thing, where a severe brain drain continues to be in effect as young people continue to leave the Midwest for prettier places and better weather. Some of it is that larger metro areas continue to be the popular places to live, as these small rural towns don't have much more than a Dollar General and a grocery store chain. I mean, if that's your goal in life is to be the manager of one of those places, then cool, more power to you, I guess. Cheaper living in these small towns, but some of the population loss is just straight up an Illinois thing, because when you look at the rural areas of neighboring states, the decline of rural Illinois stands out in a glaring fashion. There's many opinions as to why rural small towns continue to see a decline, especially in the land of Lincoln, and you can go ahead and feel free to have your debates about it in the comments section below. With that said, the facts are the facts, and you can't help but wonder what all of these places will look like, or what they will be like for future generations. You can see all of the chairs lined up along Main Street as the town gets ready for their beloved Sweet Corn Festival. Well, we're now in downtown Hoopeston, and something that I noticed is that there's not a single traffic light in this town. Most towns the size of Hoopeston, or towns that have had 6,500 people at one point, will at least have a traffic light or two, one at the high school and another at a major crossroads, but this might be the biggest town that I've come across that doesn't have one. Anyway, Hoopeston was founded at the junction of two railroads, one stretching due south from Chicago and another heading east and west between Lafayette, Indiana and Bloomington, Illinois. Back then, a town never grew unless it was along a major waterway or if it had access to a railroad. Hoopeston began as three separate villages, one being the village of Hoopeston, a second village named North Hoopeston, and a third named Leeds. Somewhere along the way, all three villages became one, known as Hoopeston. The name Hoopeston comes from the city's love for basketball. It's weird, it's spelled as hoop, but it's pronounced as hup. But yeah, they take up after Indiana more so than they do Illinois. They actually thought that this town was located in Indiana when it was being built. And then when they realized it was in Illinois, they took out the hoop and they pronounced it as hup. Just kidding, the name actually comes from Thomas Hoopes, who donated the land where the railroads were built through the area. Today, the downtown is a shell of its former self, as you can see some of the old pictures here that are listed on the city's website. Early on, downtown Hoopeston saw two major fires, as most of the structures were made of wood. In the early 19th century, the town was known to have an active KKK group that often held parades in downtown and had rallies at one of the local parks. Man, oh man, how times have changed, and that was a common thing among many Illinois towns and even Indiana towns. Anyway, Hoopeston was able to thrive off of the food industry given all of the farmland that surrounds the town and the railroad. Several canning companies operated out of Hoopeston, and those companies are credited for the Sweet Corn Festival, in which the first one was in 1940. Today, there's still a few of those companies left, but there's not as many jobs here as there used to be. People are continuing to move away for greener pastures, and no new businesses have come through to set up shop. The school district continues to see a decline in enrollment, and they were even forced to close an elementary school not too long ago due to an overall aging population and fewer people living in the area. Nonetheless, here is downtown Hoopeston. And as you observe, you'll see that more than a few buildings in downtown are boarded up. And there was a story out not that long ago where they had to raise a historic mansion here in town. And you know these small towns love their historic mansions, so that's sad that they had to do that. And of course, with me pointing out that observation, the comment section is going to fill up of locals who say, "Not every building in downtown is boarded up." Yeah, I never said that, just said that a lot of them seem to be, and it's sad. But you do have a really nice theater at the end, and, oh, that's pretty good. Well, it's that moment that you've all been waiting for, people, as this is Hoopeston Area High School, home of the, wait for it, the Corn Jerkers. That's right, the Hoopeston Corn Jerkers. See, here's their logo. I'm not bluffing. The Mountain Dew drinking Hilljacks would have been a better nickname. I mean, you could have brought in more money to the school by getting Mountain Dew to sponsor your sporting events. At least there would be that. What a missed opportunity. The name Corn Jerker comes from picking corn, as agriculture and farming here is a big deal. Seriously though, there's many other names that could have been chosen. You're telling me that Corn Jerkers is the name that you come up with? You couldn't have gone with, oh, I don't know, the Corn Huskers? That would have been a solid name. Or if you wanted to be unique, you could have been called the Hoopers maybe? The Hoopeston Hoopers. That would have been pretty good. Well, anyway, among the most notable Corn Jerker alumni out there includes actor Derek Hahn. And sitting directly across the C- rated high school on niche.com is this flag. That's a 4-letter word above Biden, and it's not vote. Well, there you have it, guys, the good old boy town of Hoopeston, Illinois, home of the Corn Jerkers. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, as doing all of those things helps these videos destroy the evil monster that is the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell and select yes, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy checking out some of the featured playlists on this channel. Videos with amazing insights on other places like what you saw here can be found in my Illinois playlist or in my USA Small Towns playlist. Last but not least, if you can't get enough of me on here, you can always go follow me on my other social media accounts, and those links are below. We'll see you next time. Peace.